Hi, my name is Art Craig. I'm the head football coach at Timberland High School. I've been a football coach for 24 years and a head football coach for 14. The last 11 years, I've had an opportunity to be here at Timberland High School, where we have been able to have a record of 143-36. We just won our first state championship in school history with a 14-1 record. We were the 2011 2A Division I state champs. We did this by incorporating the Flexbone pistol, and we feel like that this was one of the reasons we were able to get over the top. And so what I'm going to do right now is talk a little bit about how we implemented it, who we got it from, why we did the Flexbone pistol. We feel like that this was the reason we were able to get over the top. In 2008, we were 13-1. In 2009, we were 12-1. In 2010, we were 12-1. We'd lost to the same team for 3 straight years. We were looking for something that we thought would be a little different, but yet allow us to stay within what we were doing. By incorporating this offense, we were able, again, to go 14-1 and win our first state championship in school history. Again, in 2011, we were 2A Division I state champs. We won our first state championship in school history. We had a 14-1 record. Over the past 4 years, we've had a 51-4 record. That is a winning percentage of 93%. That is the highest winning percentage in the state of South Carolina over the last 4 years. We have averaged over 40 points per game for the past 4 years also. We decided on implementing the Flexbone and the pistol, and we call it now the Wolf Gun. This offense we got from Tony Anise, who was at Muskegon High School and was at Grand Rapids Community College. We felt like after we saw this offense, this was something we had to do. I saw his cut-ups on YouTube, got in touch with him, and I was amazed at how efficient his offense was by staying within the Flexbone system, but yet having his quarterback in a modified pistol look. Why did we want to implement this offense? We were constantly having to block 8, 9 defenders, sometimes even 10. We felt like if we incorporated this offense, we would be able to spread the defense. We also had the skilled people where we felt like we could move the ball around, get the ball out on the perimeter, and actually throw the ball. We also had a 5'6", 160-pound quarterback, and we had a 5'8", 170-pound center, which is a lot different than we've had in the past. And we were worried about being under center and having the defense being able to disrupt our offense. The advantages of the Wolf Gun. We felt like the quarterback would be able to see the alignment of the defense better. He would be able to see his checks better. And we felt like he would be able to get us in a better play more times. We felt like that running the pistol also allowed us for a safer mesh. And also we found that we spent less time teaching the inside veer, the midline, and the outside veer with this offense. It greatly increased the production of our passing game also. And to our players, we were in a spread offense. And as many of us coaches know, if the players think they're in a spread offense, they tend to have more fun and be more excited about the offense. Some of our numbers from this past year. We took 556 rushing snaps for 3,789 yards, and we scored 73 rushing touchdowns. We were able to average 6.81 yards per carry. We also took 145 passing snaps, which is more passing snaps than we've taken since I've been here. We were able to complete 75 completions for 1,088 yards and 16 touchdowns. We also only threw 4 interceptions all year long. Of the 701 snaps we took, we only took 10 snaps under center all year long. Half of those snaps came basically from our own 1-foot line going out, and then we took basically 5 other snaps the rest of the year. The thing that we were more impressed with is that we never had a fumble where we lost possession of the ball between the quarterback and the center all year long. That was the first time that's ever happened to me as a head football coach here. The thing this offense also did, we were able to beat a team that had beat us the past 3 years, keeping us from playing in the state championship game. It allowed us to get to the state championship for the first time since 2006, and we were able to win the school's first state championship in school history. We were able to keep all our formations with this offense. We were able to use our tight ends, our tackles, and we were able to do everything that we were doing before out of our Flexbone, but we were able to be more efficient, and we felt like that this offense, again, was a lot of fun for our players. Our formations never changed as far as what we were doing. All our formations based out of an eagle formation, which was a double split, double wing, and everything else followed suit from an eagle stack to an eagle close, over eagles. We also added king and queen calls. The thing that we also liked about our offense, we were able to get into our empty sets without having any kind of confusion for our players. Again, our quarterback was able to see the field a lot better, and it was just a more efficient type of offense for us. When we added our tight ends, again, we did not really have to change anything we were doing. We were able to put our wing here. We were able to get in our oversets. We were able to get in twins, empty, and we also used our king and queen sets with our tight end. These two formations here allowed us to still run some of our wing T offense that we like to run as far as the buck sweep, the fullback trap, and the downs. We were also able to get in our trips formation, trips with a tight end. We also added tight end trips. We've gotten regular open looks. We were able to get nasty trips. We were even able to get into our flanker look and split back some. We also got in an I formation and again got in empties. The thing we liked about this offense, we could get in any formation we wanted to, run any play we wanted to, and it did not confuse our players. Our goal line did not have to change as we still used our two tight double wing. Okay, we also got in unbalanced formations. We also got in our hammer formations. We also got in this, what we called beast. We could do anything we wanted to do without confusing our kids, and we felt like that was advantageous to us as far as being successful. Our player personnel didn't change. We were able to keep all our number system the same. We did not have to change any of that. When we brought our tight end in, nothing changed. We were able to go, again, to our trips. Our player personnel is X, 2, 3. Our backside is an X again. We were able to get in our empty formations. When we do get in our empty formations, all we do is take a 4 out, which is our fullback, and put a Z in there. When we do want to keep our fullback in with an empty formation, then all we do is give them a yellow call for the left, a purple call for the right. Our motions in our offense are A, B, C, D, E, F. We always motion from left to right. If we wanted to motion our 3 back all the way out to here, all we would call is eagle, 3D, and that tells our 3 where he's going in motion at. We have motions that go across. We have zip motions, zap motions. We have jet, which is our jet sweeps. We had Wofford motion, which is our toss package. And we have our show. And you'll see examples of all of these plays and all the DVDs we're doing. Here's some other motions that we do so you can understand. We can motion our 2 out of trips back across. We can also, this is our zap motion, and this is our zip motion. Our zip takes our player across the line of scrimmage. Our zap motion takes our backs away from the play. This is talking about our jet motion. Our jet motion is behind the quarterback, in between the fullback. Our Wofford motion is behind the fullback. What you will see in this series of DVDs is the implementation of the Flexbone pistol snap, implementation of the inside veer, midline, outside veer, Flexbone passing game, complementary plays, multiple formations, goal line package, and no huddle concepts. What we're going to do is I'll talk about the implementation of the snap first. We feel like this is a very important part of our offense. If you're going to implement the Flexbone pistol, we feel like you have to implement this snap. It's a two-handed snap. It's completely different probably than anything you've ever done. And if you're patient and willing to work on it, we feel like this will be very advantageous to you on your offense. How did we implement the snap for our Wolf Gun offense? The first thing we did, we painted an option tree in the gym. Starting in February this year, past year, we started practicing snaps with our centers. We made our centers take 50 snaps a day. After about a couple of weeks, we let our quarterbacks join our centers. We started practicing there. Then we added the fullbacks. By doing this, by the time we got to spring football practice, we felt like we were ready to implement this full go. The first thing we did, again, is we painted a tree in the gym. By doing this, it's allowed us to practice, whether it was good weather, bad weather, and we thought that this was very good for us. It didn't affect the gym floor. This was back away in the bleachers, so it didn't really hurt anything during the game. This is another view of it. If you're looking from the gym floor into the bleachers, this will show you how we painted it. We felt like that this right here was just as important to us as anything we did all year long. The biggest difference in the Flexbone and the Wolf Gun is the center will have a two-handed snap. It is a flip, not a spiral. The quarterback will align 2.5 yards from the center. The wingbacks are going to align 5 yards from the tackle versus a 2x2 in the traditional Flexbone. The fullback is going to align his heels at 5 yards from the football, and he's going to stay in a three-point stance. This is a lot different than a lot of the other pistol offenses that you'll see. The center will have a stance of a little more than shoulder width. When he grips the ball, his thumbs are going to be in each side of the laces, hands are spread even, and there's a little tilt of the ball. When the center snaps the ball, there's a flip, and then he will step. This is a front view of our center. This is what we worked on right here. The first few weeks in February, our center practiced this every single day. He and another center would just snap to each other. Like I said before, 50 snaps a day, 50 perfect snaps, okay? Here's a side view. Again, you can see the finger spread here, a slight tilt of the football. This is a good stance for our center. And the good thing about this also, even when we went to the actual shotgun, he still would snap two hands. This is a rear view of the snap. Again, you can see the tilt of the ball. You see the thumbs on each side of the laces here with the finger spread. His stance is a little more than shoulder width. Center challenges. The speed of the snap has to be practiced. If the snap is too hard, it will go over the quarterback's head. If the snap is too soft, it would go at his feet. And then the center really has to work on snapping and stepping laterally. That is a big challenge for him because it's a little different than when a one-handed snap. What you're going to see here is actual footage of our center practicing his snap with a side view here. You will see that after he snaps here, you will see him step right here. See him snap and step, okay? That's what we did every single day starting in February. It doesn't take very long to do that. Here's a front view of the snap, okay? You can see the ball is tilted, fingers are spread. You see him snap and step, okay? I'm going to show that one again because that's a very good view for us. Again, every day, this is what our center did, snap and step. Here's the other side so you can see it again. You can see how his stance is a little more than shoulder width apart. His fingers are spread, okay? You'll see him snap and step. The quarterback will also stand with his knees bent. He's going to be an athlete, be an athletic stance. His hands are up. He's going to anticipate a bad snap. He has to stay focused and not try to move forward on the snap. His feet are shoulder width apart, again, athletic, 2.5 yards from the center. The cadence is ready, set, hut. the cadence must flow, be smooth, and you must say, ready, set, hut. It cannot be a pause in there. And that has to be practiced also. And what you'll need to do is take your first string and your backup quarterback and practice practice the cadence together. Because if not, then you're going to have two different cadences and you're going to mess up the flow of your offense. This shows how we align. This is our base formation. You can see right here that our quarterback is 2.5 yards. Okay, our wings are spread about 5 yards, and they're going to line up on the quarterback. Our fullback is down a 3-point stance, 5 yards from the ball. This is our basic formation. This is how we lined up. And you can see on the snap, when it comes, we have a show look here. Now you can see the stance. And that's our offense in a nutshell right there. Okay, everything shows you what we do. That's practiced every single day for us. Okay. Here's another look at our offense alignment here. This is also with a queen look. This is a different look here, but it also sees how we line up. Our quarterback's 2.5 yards, our fullback's down. That's a good view for you. Okay, that's perfect for us, what we want to do there. This is also an alignment that we use with our tight end. Our tight end's here, okay. We've got our wings, our fullback down, nothing different. Everything, all alignments the same there. This gives you a rear view of it so you can see here where our quarterback would be. And with this offense here, we felt like by being 2.5 yards from the center, our quarterback will be able to see checks. He'll be able to see the defense better and be able to put our offense in the best situation he can. This gives you also another view from a trips look, so you can see we do not change the quarterback or the fullback stance there. We also can incorporate the I offense with it. A lot of Flexbone teams do not think they can do different types of formations, but what we don't want it to be able to do is use any formation that we could with this offense. And this is us in the I formation out of flanker I. You'll be able to see here that we really don't have to change anything we teach here. You'll see us line up here in the I right there. Flanker I, nothing's different, okay? You've got your quarterback at 2.5 yards. See his stance here, feet shoulder width apart, his hands are ready, our fullback's down, and there's our tailback. That is the implementation of our snap. We feel like this is a very part of our offense, and this has to be covered in order for you to be successful in this offense. Today we're going to talk about implementing the inside veer. This is the first option that we put in when we're implementing for the Timberland Wolves. We feel like this is the staple of our offense. We do a lot of things off the inside veer with a lot of different formations. And it's a very important part of our offense, and then we build around this part of the option. It's a really fun part for us because we triple read this. We don't predetermine anything. We're going to dive read, pitch read. We're going to let our quarterback decide on what play he wants to put us in. We'll always run this inside veer at a 1 technique, and you're going to see some footage, game footage. You'll see us implement it, and hopefully you'll be able to take this offense and use it for you and see some of the things that we do and see how it can help you out. The biggest difference in the Flexbone and the Flexbone gun and what we do under center are the steps for the quarterback. If you're a traditional inside veer underneath center, pretty much you've been taught quarterback's going to step at 5 o'clock for the inside veer to the right, 7 o'clock for inside veer to the left. Well, we don't step at 5 and 7 because of the pistol. Remember, the quarterback's 2.5 yards from the center. And what he's going to do is he's basically, when he gets the snap, he's going to rotate or pivot on the heel of his foot and really never pick his foot up off the ground. It's just going to be a pivot where he turns, and what he's going to do from there, he basically takes everything that you've learned from the inside veer before and incorporate it, and so it can flow into the inside veer that you need. But after he pivots, when he pivots, he's going to turn and he's going to get the ball back as far as he can. Okay, he's going to still try to put that chin on that shoulder, just like if we were inside veer underneath. Okay, he's going to ride the ball to the front hip. Our rules on any option are, once that ball reaches the front hip of the quarterback, the fullback's going to clamp down on it. So the further back we can get, the more ride we're going to have, the more success we're going to have with that. So everything else after you pivot is going to stay the same. The biggest thing that you're going to have to worry about is your quarterback clear stepping and getting downhill. Because what he's going to tend to do early is he's going to ride that fullback and then he's going to go straight parallel to the line of scrimmage instead of getting downhill. And I think that the one thing that we also like about this is you do not get hit at the mesh point like you do on the inside veer, whether you're split backs or eye or just regular flexbone. You just do not get hit at the mesh point. Quarterback's going to, again, stand with his knees bent. It's going to be an athletic. He's going to have his hands up, wait. You know, we're going to always anticipate a bad snap. He's got to stay focused, not try to move forward on the snap. Quarterback's going to tend to want to move before he gets the ball. That's where your bad snaps come in. Again, his feet need to be shoulder width apart, 2.5 yards from the center. His cadence is ready, set, hut. This is the same on all of them, whether it's midline veer, inside veer, outside veer, passing game, complementary plays, all of them. Ready, set, hut. And it's got to flow, okay? You can't go ready, set, hut. It's all got to flow. And with that, you've got to make sure that your number 2 and 3 quarterbacks can have the same cadence he does. So when you're setting up practice, make sure that all 3 of your quarterbacks get to call the cadence in practice. You have to be able to do that to make everything go. Practice strategies. Every Monday, Tuesday, we're going to step on a tree, okay? On that, you saw implementation of the snap, that we had a tree inside the gym that we worked on early, okay? We work on that tree, but then when we're outside, we have a tree painted. And you're going to see that in some later slides, how we work on the tree there. Every Monday, Tuesday, after we PSK, which is punt, snap, kick, after we do whatever special team we do, whether it's punt team, punt return, kickoff, whatever it is, as soon as we finish that, quarterbacks go, they do their individual work. They're going to do their feet work. They're going to work on their pitches. They're going to do their half rolls, 3-step drop, and they're going to go straight to the tree. From there, they're going to go into getting a snap, and they're going to work on their steps. Inside veer, midline, outside. Work on all their pitches. If you got 3 quarterbacks, one to pitch to them, one to snap, one to catch the pitch. One will run through his steps and pitch to the other, and they'll just rotate around. You'll get a lot of snaps in. You'll get a lot of reps in. And then what we'll do from there, the fullbacks will have worked on his feet work, then he'll come over with us. We'll do the same thing again, and it's just going to work like a machine. And then the next thing we'll do is we'll do 2-ball drill from there, and then we'll go to half line and incorporate everything else we're doing. So realistically, what you're going to end up doing is make it where your kids can run this practice without you there. Once they get to that, it becomes automatic. They know what they're going to, and then you'll get better and better and better. As I said, we'll do 2-ball drill on Mondays and Tuesdays. We'll half-line option on Mondays. Great way to incorporate toughness, a lot of reps, a little bit of time. You're going to have 2 centers, 2 guards, 2 tackles. You can use your tight ends. You have 2 quarterbacks, 2 fullbacks, wings. You have defense set up over there, and you'll work on inside midline and outside veer. You only need 7, 8, 10 minutes of this. Great conditioning drill, and I think if you're not incorporating that, you'll really see your option game improve if you do that on once a week. When we do skelly, inside period with our bags, we'll always have some kind of option with that, and then skelly, we'll also have a little option in there so our receivers and our wings have to block on the perimeter game because they don't get that a lot of time in practice. What we want to do now is allow you to see our tree how we use it, and the benefits from it. I said earlier that we use a tree, and what we've done is we've come in here, and this is basically where our center would be. This is at 2.5 yards, and we have these marks here. These marks are basically 5 feet from the center. From here, 5 feet, here, 5 feet. You may have to alter that a little bit, according to whether you're in middle school, high school, or how big your linemen are, or how big your quarterbacks are. But basically what these lines are, here, these lines are where we would do our aiming point would be for our fullback, who would be lined up behind me here, okay, and for the inside veer. Of course, this is the midline, and we have an old line marked for the outside veer. So first thing we're going to talk about is the inside veer here, and we're going to talk about our steps. Remember, we're receiving a snap that's an end-over-end snap, not a spiral, okay? It's a two-handed end-over-end. And so our quarterback is going to be down in a good stance. He's going to receive the ball here. He's going to be thinking bad snap. If he thinks bad snap, he'll be ready for anything. So when we go inside veer to the right, we talked about this. We want to take our right foot, and basically we're going to use that as a pivot. When we pivot, okay, we're going to bring the other foot here, and we're going to try to put our chin right here, okay, on our shoulder, get the ball back as deep as we can, and we're going to ride. Our rule is ball gets front hip, fullback takes. From here to here, our quarterback can decide. From here, he does not have a decision. It's the fullback's ball to take. And so what it's going to look like is when we get that snap, we're going to come here, okay? We want to be an athlete. We're going to come here. If we pull it, we're going to pull, chest it, clear step, and then get upfield. So that's what it's going to look like on the inside veer to the right. Okay, I'm going to let you see it again. Okay, good stance. We get the snap. As soon as we get it, we're going to pivot here, here. Very important. Do not run the fullback out of the hole. Okay, ball's back. I ride, okay? I've got my dive read, okay? If I pull it, I chest it, clear step, upfield, bam. If I give it here and I give it, he goes, I follow him 1-2 in case there's a bad exchange so I can get on the football. That's our inside veer to the right. Now, if I was going to pitch it after I pivoted and I cleared and I'm here 1-2 and I pitch, we really didn't talk about the pitch a whole lot. And we want to pitch from 2 hands to 1, and we want to float the ball out like a knuckleball. Okay, we want to step to our pitch. We want that ball to be easy to handle. We don't flip it, and we don't spin it. It's a floater. It's a knuckleball, okay? Pivot, clear, chest, here, pitch, and step back. You don't ever want to take the brunt of the pitch if you're getting hit. Defensive ends barreling in on you. You never want to pitch and keep going, let him hit you in the chin. Go ahead and pitch, step back. If he hits you, you fall back, protect yourself. Also, by falling back, if it's a bad pitch, you may be able to get on it. Okay. Inside veer to the left. We're just going to reverse everything. Now I'm going to pivot on this foot. Okay, so now I get the snap. Now I'm going to be here, pivot, okay, chin to shoulder, ball back, ride. If I pull it, clear step here, downfield, pitch. Okay, one more time. Good stance. I'm here. I get the pitch. Again, pivot, ride. If I give it, okay, follow 1-2 in case there's a bad bad exchange. Ready, set, hut. Boom here. Okay, here now I clear. Pitch, fall back. Don't take no brunt. Inside veer to the right, inside veer to the left. If you teach those things with your quarterback, you can become very proficient in this because it's really a lot easier teaching it in the pistol than it is underneath because all we're doing is pivoting versus having to really step at 5 o'clock. Because if we're underneath, we would have to step at 5 o'clock. We'd have to do here. You worry about your quarterback not closing his hips. Here, all we got to do is pivot. And that's what we do every day on this tree here and out on the practice field. First thing we're going to talk about is the inside veer to the right. You're going to see this here with our quarterback. Again, he wants to make sure he's athletic. You're going to hear me say that a lot in all these DVDs. Be an athlete. Be athletic. And you can only be athletic if your feet are shoulder width apart, if you've got a bend in your knees, if you can move. We want you to be able to push off, okay, and get downhill. If you make a bad read, we want you to be able to clear and get in the line of scrimmage and get at least back to the line of scrimmage or give me 2nd and 8, okay? 2nd and 8s, 2nd and 10s, I got plays for. 2nd and 12, 2nd and 14s, we don't have plays for those. So what you're going to do, this is where we set up our tree at on the side of the practice field. Our practice field is actually back toward in the play here. This is on the side. This is in December, so you don't see the lines as good. And you'll have a tree painted here, and basically you'll have a line straight down, okay, and then you'll have 2 more marks that will be aiming points for the fullback. Now, on those marks, you want those marks to be about 4.5 feet on each side to give aiming points. And basically what you have to do is you have to play with it a little bit and see what the best is for you. As far as us, we know exactly where our center is going to be. We'll have a 2-foot split. We'll be center, 2-foot split, guard, 2-foot split, and then tight end. Sometimes we'll actually even move that out to 2, 3, and 3. It's according to what we're doing there. So your first step on the inside veer, again, okay, when we catch the snap, when we're getting ready for it, we want to be athletic, knees bent, hands up, okay? Well, if our hands are up, we can anticipate a bad snap. If our hands are down and there's a bad snap, now we've got to move them and the ball's going to be past us, okay? As soon as he gets his snap, he's going to rotate or pivot on his right foot and turn. You'll see him here. You see him turn right there. See that pivot on that right foot. He pivots, okay? He gets the ball back. You can see his chin here. His chin's trying to get on his shoulder, okay? His eyes are downfield. Arms are bent, okay? He's in a good athletic stance there. Good athletic stance there. So then what he's going to do, he's going to pretend to ride the fullback. He's going to clear and pitch. That will go around in a rotation. If this was my other quarterback right here, he would rotate here. The other quarterback would catch the pitch. He would rotate here, and they just keep going. And it's just quick, one right after another, one right after another. Now you're going to get to see it from behind. Okay, you'll be able to see his steps again. You'll see him here, right there. Again, good pivot on that right foot. Body's turned. You can see chin on the shoulder here, trying to get the chin on the shoulder. If the chin's on the shoulder here, then he can look down at that dive read, get his eyes on him. He's got a good bend here. Okay, ball's a little high, but remember, my quarterback's 5'6", so that may not be high compared to everybody else. So, but overall, that's a really good stance for us there. Really good stance. Now you're going to see the inside veer to right with a fullback. Okay, the fullback's aiming point is going to be the outside hip of the guard. Okay, be the right cheek. If he's going to the right, it'll be right cheek of the guard. All right, and the fullback and the quarterback, you have to work this part of the offense with you. Again, what I talked about earlier, we would rotate this with our quarterbacks, and then the fullbacks would go through all their steps and everything, all their bag work, and then I would call them over real quick, and they would jump right in. There'd be 3 or 4 fullbacks lined up, and they just rotate one right after another. So now you're going to see here, he gets a snap, okay, gets the snap, rides, clear steps, and he's downhill. Again, right here, see him now. His feet are a little bit apart here, and because he's a little bit too wide, he looks knock-kneed, okay? If we were looking at that in a game, and when we were critiquing it, I would tell my quarterback, you're not being an athlete there. You're not being an athlete. There's not a whole lot you can do being knock-kneed. Now you're going to see the inside veer to the left, okay? Now we're going to pivot on the left foot, and now we're going to take our chin on that right shoulder, and trying to get the ball back so we can ride. Remember, the further the ball gets back, the more we can ride. Right there, the further the ball is back, the more we can ride, and the more time we had to make a decision there. Okay, but he's got a pretty good stance here. Okay, he's got a pretty good stance. The arms are bent, the head's downfield. So really got a pretty good technique there. Pretty good technique, and then he pitches off of it. Again, we would rotate that. A quarterback would be, we'd have a quarterback snap him. He'd be receiving, the quarterback be over here. And they would just rotate around, and just quick. You want to be quick, but you also want to make sure that you're going to make sure that you're getting what you need out of it. And now you're going to see the inside veer to the left from a back view. I think it's really good to see this, so you can see him pivot right here, see him pivot. Okay, see him pivot there. Toes are a little high, but as far as everything else, okay, good bend, eyes downfield, chin's close to the shoulder. Okay, he can push off and get downfield after the fullback clears. Really good little look for us there. Now you're going to see the inside veer to the left side with the fullback. See him turn right there. A little bit better there. On the other side, I thought his feet were too far apart. His knees ran a little bit, a little knock-kneed. Here, okay, here he looks more of an athlete. Okay, feet are about shoulder width apart, maybe a little wider. Knees bent, elbows bent. Okay, fullback's coming through his elbow up. The ball's not high. It's pretty much parallel to the line of scrimmage, so it shouldn't get knocked to the ground. That's a good look for us there. Shouldn't have any problems running the inside veer here. And then you can see he also comes off his hip and is downhill. That way if he makes a bad read, he follows him. When you're doing these things with your quarterbacks and your guys here, ask them a question, okay? Ask them, hey, what are you going to do if you make a bad read? And real quick they'll say, follow him downhill, okay, or whatever. Make sure that they understand what they're supposed to do. Understanding this option game is not what you know, it's what they know and how they can apply it to make plays. I'm going to let you see this one more time because I thought this was a really good look for us here through the whole thing. Boom, he clears, and he would be ready to pitch right then. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do what we call the two-ball drill. We talked about, Monday and Tuesday we're going to do tree work, then we're going to go do two-ball drill. Well, this is another drill that you can get a lot of conditioning in, a lot of reps. You can use a lot of people. And so basically what we would do here is, that's my quarterback, okay? That's my fullback. All my fullbacks will be lined up here. I've got wings here and wings here. All my wings are here, my number 3s, my number 2s. There's my other quarterback. So what we're going to do is he's going to motion. We're going to take and give the ball to the fullback. We're going to come inside and receive the handoff from the other quarterback, and then we're going to pitch it. And the reason we hand the ball off inside is because we want that quarterback, after he rides him, to clear step and get downhill. And if you did not do that, then you'd be teaching your quarterback to get parallel to the line of scrimmage, and then you'd be fussing at your quarterback. Okay. Also, what you can do here is you can set up a defense on the perimeter. You can incorporate your split ends with them, and they can work on perimeter blocking. If you're going to do a crack scheme or whatever you're doing, you can work on all types of different blocking. So that way, during this drill also, your wings can know who they're blocking, your X's can know who they're blocking. So you can get a lot of people incorporated with this drill and get a lot of reps in. Again, what we're doing here, you're going to see the guy come here, take the ball inside, and catch the pitch. See, our other wing would be out here. He'd be blocking. If we had an X in here, he'd be blocking also. I'll let you see it one more time. You'll see the handoff. And then what you can also do is you can set cones up for your fullbacks. So I want you to sprint to this cone here, get to there, and it can just look like a machine going also. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do it to the left side, and you're going to see the fullback go here, okay? Quarterback's going to go inside, going to catch the pitch here. And what you're going to have to also do is coach these guys just a little bit. Teach them how to hand the ball off. Okay? Don't have them just throw it in there. You can watch how we do this. Because if you'll do all these things, the drill will run a lot quicker, a lot better. He takes it. And see, Mike's about a foot taller than Taylor, so when he hands the ball off, he's handing it off in his face. What we would do there is tell him to try to give it to him in a realistic spot. So what we can do is make sure we get it as realistic as to a game as we can. So now what you're going to have is we're also going to practice the two-ball drill from the king and queen set. Our king and queen sets are when we move a wing in, like right here. Here's our king. He's lining up even with the quarterback behind the tackle, okay? And what you got to understand is when you got the option game, different formations require different pitch relationships and different timings. So we'll also do the two-ball drill out of trips when we're doing the guy across or if we're doing a twirl. Here what we're actually doing is we're using what we call Casper motion. We've got a wing on this side over here. He's going to come in motion, go back. Now we're going to run inside Veer, and he'll be your pitch man. You can see him. He's going to come in motion. He's going to take the handoff. He's going to go. And you can see the wing here. This is your guy that came back in motion. So basically, for this drill, you're working on Casper motion. You're getting an inside handoff. You're getting a pitch there. Okay? Those are the types of things that you're going to have to be able to do. Also, what you need to do to help you here practice-wise, script it and know exactly the formations that you want to work on that's going to benefit you, because if not, then you're going to get off the field and know that you've missed a formation. Now, here's our queen set. That's our other wing. Now our wing's over here. Our other wing would be the Casper guy. He'll come running inside Veer to the left, and he'll be on pitch route. Right there. Now you've got pitch, and you can see the wing. You can see the other wing. This is the guy that came in motion here, okay? And then you can also work on your different blocking schemes there, okay? Inside Veer, blocking. We'll always run the inside Veer to the one technique, okay? We're not going to run it to a three unless we have a tight end there, okay? This is our eagle formation. This is our base formation. We talked about base formations in the beginning, okay? So this is what we will start day one, spring practice, eagle, inside Veer left, inside Veer right. This is as base as we get right here, okay? We're going to run it at that one. We're going to make sure that one technique's taken care of, okay? He's going to down him. Center's going to step to him. If we can quick zone this, we'll quick zone it, okay? This is also going to be a game type situation. We're going to know who we're running at, who we can block, who we can't block, and those kinds of things. But when we're teaching double the one, the tackle is going to rip inside. He's going to rip inside and get to the backer. Now, our one rule here is this. If for some reason this guy crosses our face, we're going to take him. And then our quarterback's going to know it's an automatic pull. We're not going to allow this guy just to come untouched and hit us 3 yards deep in the backfield. But we're going to try to prevent that from happening by ripping inside, stepping on the inside leg, and getting to this backer here. That's our dive read, first man outside the tackle. That's our pitch read, okay? We're going to step inside, and we got levels, second level, third level. If for some reason he can't get to him, then he's going to finish him, and he's going to get there. If the fullback does not get the ball, then he becomes a blocker. The pitch man, his responsibility is to stay up with the quarterback, and he needs to make sure he stays 5-by-1 or 4-by-1, according to the speed of the guy and what we're doing. So that's our inside Veer as far as pretty much our base blocking. When we run the inside Veer versus the 3-3, what we're going to do is we're going to double this nose here, okay? If for some reason he disappears here, then we'll continue. If he comes here, we'll stay on him. Our tackle will go to the Mike backer in the 3-3. Our wing, is responsible for the B-gap backer here, okay? If they're playing games here, then we don't worry about that. We still are on him, okay? Whoever shows here is our dive read. Whoever shows here is our pitch read. So if for some reason, though, if he crosses our face, we would take him, okay, and it's a pull. And then basically we'd be pitching off him. But that's our inside veer read versus the 3-3. See a lot of 6-1 look. When we see the 6-1, we've got one backer in here with two safeties. Sometimes these safeties are in a little closer. But what we're going to do is we're going to find that one technique, okay? If we get 2 2s versus 1s, we'll treat 2s like 3s, and we will double to there, okay? Double to the backer. Now, what we'll also do on our wings, when we see a 6-1, we'll take them on the safeties, okay? So there's our dive read. All right, there's our dive read. There's our pitch read. Versus 4-3, okay? We're going to find that 1. We're going to run the inside veer to the 1. We never run it to a 3 unless we have a tight end. We're going to take our tackle to the Mike backer. We're going to take him to safety. That's our dive read. That's our pitch read, okay? Even if they play games in here, even if they play games, that's how we're going to teach it. With the tight end, when we're running the inside veer, we will always double the 3. Okay, so we figure if we have a tight end, most of the time we're going to see a 3 technique. So we'll double the 3. Our tight end knows he's automatically going down the backer. Automatically going down the backer, okay? With the tight end, our wing now goes to a 2x2 versus a 5x2.5. He's going to release, try to pull this guy with him a little bit, and then he's going to get on this corner. So now we've got a dive read and a pitch read here. Everything else pretty much stays the same. Also out of a 4-3, what we'll also do is we will try to get what we call Casper calls here. Maybe with right here, like we've got a queen call here. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to come in motion, we're going to go back, we're going to crack this. The reason we're doing this, we're trying to get this defense to rotate around. Okay, if we can get the defense to rotate, then we don't have to worry about blocking an extra man. So now we'll double to 1, take him there, dive read, pitch read. Now we've got a crack call here. Everything else stays the same. We do this a lot. And then what we also like to do is we like to get in what we call spread left. That's trips with a split end. We'll get a 4-3 look. And then what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to double this guy here. Okay, if we have to, we'll come off and get the backer. Now we've got a dive read. Okay, if he comes over the top, that's our pitch read. All right. We'll also run this back to the trip side, and what we'll do is we'll get a twirl call here, and you'll see this on film. You'll see pretty much all these on film. But when we get trips and running it back to the trips, this is our twirl call here. He'll come back here, step, open up, get here, and now we're back here. Now, we've already talked about running it to the tight end side. Again, you got your double here. Now, the one thing that we will do sometimes also out of this, we can switch this. If we see that they're giving us a lot of trouble playing games with us, we can step him out, bring him inside, but that's basically going to be a game type kind of situation there. Okay, now what we're getting ready to do is you're going to see some actual game footage on the inside veer. You're going to actually see with show calls. We talked about shows when we motion the 2 or the 3, and then he'll go back. We're trying to see if the defense is going to move. You're going to see us with inside veer keeps, gives, and pitches. And you're going to see them out a lot of different formations. We're going to try to let you see this offense versus different defenses too. The first look you're going to get is you're going to get the inside veer versus a 4-3. The one thing I also want to talk about real quickly is we're going to run into the boundary a lot because we feel like most defenses set themselves to the field. So when they're setting to the field, they don't really have everything covered into the boundary. Remember, Again, option offense is everybody's got to have a job, and everything has to be sound. So when they set their defenses to the field, and we can come back into the boundary, we feel like we've got a numbers game. And right here, we're just in our eagle formation. We're going to run inside veer to the left with a pitch, and you're going to see this guy. That's our dive read right here. Watch our dive read. See, that's our dive read. He takes him, and then the quarterback pitches. Now, really, the quarterback pitched early, but you can see what happened there on that dive read. I mean, the guy really took the dive read right here. He really took him. What should have happened here is, after he did the dive read, after you get the dive read here, there, he should have stepped to him a little bit more. But understand, this is our second game, week 2. So we got a lot better with this as we went. What you're going to get now is you're going to get this guy here. He's going to give us a show call. When we talked about the show, he's going to go here, come back. We're trying to see if the defense is going to move. And then we're going to run inside veer, and we're going to pitch it. And you're going to see who has to make the play here. Now, we don't crack it this time. We block man on. He goes in motion. He's here. This guy's going to have to come all the way across and try to make the play. If that's happening, you got some good stuff going on, and you're going to have a chance of being real successful at what you're doing. And you can see the quarterback here gets a show call. Defense moves a little bit. Now we come. There's your dive read. Now see, we got a block here, and that's your backside safety coming over to make the play. That's your backside safety coming over to make the play. I'm going to show you again. You'll see the show call. You're going to see here. He goes back. Now we go. Now, what you're going to see is you're going to see my motion guy here come back and get on him. And this is something that we practiced, and we knew that we were either going to crack or not crack here. And we call that during the game. But now you'll see him. He's here. Backside safety is all the way across. Okay, got a 10-yard gain there off the inside veer. Talked about boundaries. Pitching into the boundary, running inside veer into the boundary. Again, the defense is set here. This is real easy here. You're going to see a great block on here, and we're just going to be in the alley. And then this play here really gave them fits the first time we played them. And you're going to see there's no motion here. He just goes, dive read, pitch read, block. He's there on his block. Just a nice, easy play for us for a touchdown. Here is our queen look we talked about. Okay, he should be a little more level here. But again, you're going to get him coming in motion, him coming back. The tackle here doesn't do a real good job, but still, it gives you an idea of what we're trying to do as far as getting different motions. And so he goes back. We got the dive read. He pitches. See, the tackle's chasing. He should be inside. Shouldn't be in there. Shouldn't be chasing. He's in the way when he's chasing. He's better off. He's better off going down. See, he's a little lost there. He really just got in the way. But the motion caused a few problems. Okay, we talked about the 6-1 defense. You're going to have 2 looks at it right here. Okay, again, when we block the 6-1, we don't block the mic with him. We don't go down inside because we shouldn't have to. We're going safety. Man on, dive read, pitch read, right there. That's what you got. See right here, dive read. He kept it. Guy went to pitch. Okay, had 2nd and 6. Now we got a first down. See it again real quick. You're gonna see dive read here, and he runs to pitch. Dive read. See, he's out there. Can't make the play. Can't make the play. You're gonna see it again here. Okay, and what you're gonna see again, you're gonna see dive read. Okay, and it's gonna be a give. It's gonna be a give this time. Guy runs. My rules on any option is this. Okay, sits. If the defender sits, you give. Upfield, you give. Crash, you pull. Watch your guy run upfield. Takes himself completely out of play. You'll see right here, watch him, right there, upfield. Can't make the play. First down. Teams have to be able to cover what you do. And in a week's time, when teams have only 3 or 4 days to prepare for a true option team, that's nightmares for them. Another thing we try to do to create confusion is we'll line up in sets, and then we will actually shift into different things. Here, we're in an overset, and we're going to go back, tight end over here, and bring our 3 receivers over here, our 3 backs over here, so we can get in like a trips look. You can see he trades. We're over here. Now you'll see the guy come up, and he's really confused. They've got people all discombobulated. And we end up picking up 4 yards on it. Okay, like you're going to hear me talk about when you run formations, you either do 2 things. You either compress the defense or spread. Here, we have the defense compressed because they're in a 5-3, and so we're in an overset. And what we're going to do is we're going to run the inside veer, and we're going to actually pull it and pitch, knowing that we're going to be pitching off one guy. We knowing that they're not going to have a whole lot of help in here on the perimeter. And you'll see right here, see him run the inside veer here. He pulls. Now, number 1, who is the backside linebacker, has to come all the way across field to make the play here. You'll see what I'm talking about right here. Okay, you're going to see number 1's over here. He's going to come all the way over to safety, never comes in and even makes the play. Because corners and safety. See, 1, he has to come all the way across to make the play. So now we had 1st and 10. Now we've got 2nd and 2. Now we got 2nd and 2 there. You're going to see the same look from the same team. Okay, I'm going to show you right here. We're in an unbalanced. That's a tight end right there. We're in unbalanced right. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 9 people. 10. There's 9 people right here. Okay, when there's 9 people in the box, and you can force people to have to play option responsibilities, and you watch this block here, you get a super block on the perimeter. He gets inside leverage here. Now we're in the alley. Okay, 12 yards. 12 yards on an option play. Now what we've got is we've got just a regular Tiger set, split end wing, tight end wing. Okay, we're playing a state championship game. We've got a 5-2 defense. They're setting their defense to the tight end wing. So here comes your strong safety over right here. So now it becomes a numbers game for us. It becomes a numbers game. We feel like that we have an advantage number-wise. You can see right here, runs the inside veer. Okay, he gives it. We had 2nd and 3 or 3rd and 3. We got a 1st down there. Just on a numbers game. That's all it is. Now, same team. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to be in trips with a tight end backside. Okay, forcing them to set their defense now here. And we're going to run it back into the boundary. We're talking about running an option into the boundary. We're going to run into the boundary, and basically what's going to happen is they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They got 9 people right here, 10, 11. They basically have sold out. They've got 9 people there. The defense is compressed, and this is what happens when the defense compresses. If they don't get him, that's what happens. Defense compressed, 9 people on line of scrimmage. Now we bust it. Now we're out of a hole. Here's what we're going to do now. We talked about the twirl motion out of trips. I told you to see this. This is spread right with the twirl motion. Okay, it's going to come back here, go back and pitch it. Also, one thing we'll do too, when we get in a spread look, if my backs are tired, we can replace one of those backs with a receiver, and it gives me another opportunity to rest them, and we can rotate these guys in because I have a lot of guys that play both ways also. what you're going to see right here, see the twirl motion here. Now, and if my receiver would have stayed on his block then, we'd probably have a house call and score. But I'll let you see the twirl motion one more time. And this is something you would do in your two-ball drill right here, two-ball drill right there, okay? And the thing about the two-ball drill, out of that look, you don't need these guys out here unless you don't need your perimeter guys unless you want your receivers coach out there working on blocking. And we talked about you can incorporate your blocking game here. Two-ball drill right here. Fullbacks here, quarterbacks here. You've got a guy snapping. You've got all your backs here, and you've got people working on blocking perimeter, okay? That's how you incorporate the two-ball drill with all that you're doing. Because if you don't practice that, then you're going to mess up as far as where you're supposed to be in pitch relation. Okay. Third and 3 here. We got 3rd and 3. Okay. So we're going to try to be smart on what we do here. You can see here, 3rd and 3, we've got a load call. When you get a load call, we don't have a pitch man. Basically what we've decided is either we're going to give it or keep it. He comes down inside, gets on the backer. So now we're in 2-down territory here. And again, this is taught to your quarterback. He knows 2-down territory, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. I got 2 plays to get my yards. I got 2 plays, bam, right there. Guy took the fullback. The quarterback makes a nice play. So now we got 1st down. We got 1st down. Okay, knowing what to do, down and distance. Knowing what to do. Okay, now we got trips again, and we're going to go back into the boundary because of the way they're lined up. We've got numbers. You're going to see right here, there's your dive, there's your pitch guy, okay? There's your pitch guy right there. Understand that my quarterback's been taught, do not make the big mistake. I'll tell you what I do, like right here, okay? Ball's in front, he's pulling, he's clearing, okay? Weight's on the front foot there. He's going downhill right now. He's not running out here, okay? He's going downhill. Positive yards. Even if he gets tackled right there, we got 4th and a yard, 4th and a foot. But he ends up getting the 1st down. Okay? Now we're spread left again, and they have set their defense to the field. They have set their defense to the field. So we're going to run the inside veer back over here. We'll get a nice little block out here, and we end up getting a touchdown. Running into the boundary. The guy's trying to run over here late, but he's out of position. See, he runs over late. He's out of position. They don't know what to do. So because he was in position late, they were not solid on what they were doing because he runs over late. Now, no one knows who's got pitch, who's got dive, who's got quarterback. Everybody has to know those things because if they don't know who they got, you know they're going to get hurt. And see, that was the guy that ran over late, and it cost him with a touchdown. And now what we're going to talk to you a little bit about is coaching outside the box. What are we doing to give our kids the best chance to win? What can you do? Do you want to, end the season saying you wish you'd have done this or I could have done this? We had some skilled people that were phenomenal this year, obviously, because we won a state championship. I had guys all over the field that could catch. We had 6'3", 6'3", 6'2", 6'2". This was one of my backs. But we're in a no-back set here, running. We're going to run what we call the inside veer read. And basically what we're doing is we knew that Dillon High School, who the team we finally beat, had beaten us the last 5 times we played, 3 straight years, all these guys here are all up front, 6'2", 6'3", 280, 290, 2 of the 3 linebackers, 245 pounds, 11 D1 scholarship offers. We were not going to out-physical them. So we had to try to get a numbers game. And you were not going to have a numbers game by just playing a regular inside veer. So we went no backs. We knew when they went no backs that we were going to get the 3-4 defense. So by being in a 3-4, we had 3 down linemen, 2 backers inside, 2 outside. So that was our best way to run the inside veer. So we just taught, hey, you're going to run here with a little jet scheme, but we're going to block it just like the inside veer, and we're going to read him. If he sits, we give it, okay? If he doesn't, you keep it. If he runs out, you keep it. So we made the kids believe we were running the inside veer, where basically we're running a zone read scheme, and we're not a zone read scheme team. Watch this guy right here, number 5. Takes 2 steps out, okay? 3 yards. 3 yards didn't seem like a lot, but against Dylan it was. And that guy there we're talking about, number 5, he's an all-star. He's an all-star North-South player. He's a college football player. Okay, he's going to be a college football player. But again, you watch him. We get our eyes right on him. Boom, 1, 2, he's in there. Now I'm going to show it to you again. Okay, now we got the same play. Okay, same drive. Now what we're going to do, he's going to read him again. But because what we're doing, watch what happens to 5 now. Watch him. Very hesitant to go out now. So watch him. See? Now he's engaging. So now we get another 4 yards in him. Okay? You know, what are you going to do to give your kids a chance to win? I know in the past I've been real hesitant to coach out. I call it coaching outside the box, getting outside your comfort zone. You need to self-scout. We used to never run into the boundary. Okay? Take one of your game films and break it down yourself if you're calling plays. And then what you can do is you can see what you're doing and go against your tendency some, as long as it fits within what you're doing, as long as it's not, as long as schematically, if it fits what you're doing. But don't be afraid to coach outside the box. Don't be afraid to go against some of the things that you normally do. Give your kids a chance to play. Give your kids a chance to win. This Flexbone pistol gave us a chance because when we had to go and throw it, it wasn't a big deal to us. This game here we were able to win. We threw 29 times in one game. That was more than we threw for a whole year one time. But by being in our Flexbone pistol, by implementing this midline inside and outside veer schemes that you're seeing now, gave us a chance to win the state championship. We hope that you can take this DVD, this inside veer package, and apply it to your game, to your offense, and make you a better team.